Alderman Moore.
My ward is the 4th ward, and right now we're not, the plan is not part of my ward, but I think I have more land than any ward there in the United States. Not just St. Louis. You know, we have a tsunami there, and we're working pretty hard on getting that land developed. We also house all the African American history. First African American high school west of the Mississippi River, home of Phillips, Anne Malone, and most people here know the history of the Ville area. When you have plan D, F, and G, or whatever plan we're included in, what happens to all the history? Are you going to build around the historical monuments that we have in this community, or are you going to wipe them out as a developer and then put monuments up pertaining to what was there? What's the future of our history as far as our history is concerned? What's our future?
Now, are you talking about this area or the 4th ward?
I'm talking about whenever we begin to, there's a lot of land there, and it's not just going to sit on.
Right.
And I can't build fast enough to keep it from coming to take the land. So when they come over, that land is sitting there ready for the grab. So what happens to the surrounding history that we have in that community when you come in with your plan to develop, and especially a lot of commercial development? I see a lot of commercial development. I don't see a whole lot of residents, and my board basically consists of residential. So what happens to our history?
Okay, in your ward, Alderman, we are focused on doing right now historic development on Dick Gregory Place. That is, I think, our newest federal registered historic district, and I think people are also working to expand that district so that more development can occur. I think in both your ward and in this area we're talking about today, there are pockets of historic architecture that remain, but as you alluded to, there are also many areas where so much demolition has occurred that the only real alternative is new construction. So I think it is the developer's goal as well as our goal, and I hope your goals, to use the history of the area wherever possible and where it makes sense in concert with developing all these jobs that we've been talking about, as a springboard for making these areas unique and attractive to all those people. I talked about those kids who want to live in an urban core that's got some history and some diversity and the kind of things that are making up the 21st century, appeal. So.
One other question. The relocation plan and eminent, compared to eminent domain. I'm a product of eminent domain from the Mill Creek area. And we owned a 15-room house and was reduced to a three-room house with 12 children. And my dad has always, it's been a very negative issue in our household. The relocation plan to me seems it needs a little cleaning up, because it sounds just as I noticed that on the on your display here, we had a lot of notes indicating no eminent domain, no eminent domain, no eminent domain. Then we get to the relocation plan, it sounds just like eminent domain. So
okay, let me clarify there.
Look, this is a hearing. We're having public testimony. We're not here to root, clap, boo, or anything else. Let's just respect the folks that are here and that are going to speak, the public speaking component, and listen to them and think about it, but not read it. Thank you.
Thank you. People buy and sell houses every day on a voluntary basis. So what their relocation plan is saying and what the board bill and the agreement say are that if you choose to sell your house, you will get relocation benefits. Not just if you're eminent domain. Any selling and buying of property that takes place within this redevelopment area is now subject to that relocation plan. So what there are different levels of relocation benefits depending on what kind of funding and what process is used to acquire the property. But no eminent domain will result from this plan, but everybody whose property is acquired once the bill becomes effective and once the bill becomes effective will get relocation benefits if their property is acquired by this development.
And just to clarify, it's actually signing a redevelopment agreement. It has nothing to do with eminent domain. This would have to be you willing to sell your house. The state law, the Missouri TIF Act said there shall be relocation assistance, whether it was taken by eminent domain or if we just want to sell your house. Again, we have no eminent domain here, so it's a willing seller. He is entitled to some relocation benefits. He can negotiate for more in his contract. He can waive those rights in his contract, or he's entitled to some. And as Ms. Geisman said, there's the state relocation benefits, and there's a federal relocation. If there's federal funds, we'll go with that federal relocation. If it's just state funds, if there's no federal funds, we'll go with the state relocation.
Last question. Education. I have 8 schools in my ward, 6 of them are closed. Are we going to continue to shut the schools down, or are we planning on building new schools and replace those schools that as they come through these various areas? Are we going to keep the same old schools, or is going to be a new system put in place?
First, I believe the key to improving our school system is getting more kids and their parents that want to send them to public schools. The enrollment at the public schools has been dropping. The idea here is that this development will bring a whole bunch of new people with kids back to the city, and that some of those new people may choose to send their children to the public school system. I believe that it is the hope of the Board of Ed that some of those new schools that will have to be developed in this area will be public schools, and I believe the developer's vision is that there will be a variety of educational choice available within the redevelopment area, like we hope to have kind of all over the city so that people can choose charter, parochial, public, private, and have a range of options just like they do in other parts of the regions of how to educate their children.
Have we partnered with the Board of Education looking at that component of this plan?
I believe we've had discussions with members of the Board of Education, and I don't know the substance of those, but they are taking place.
The square footage that you called off, the usage of the variety of issues that, and the last one, I think it's residential, wasn't that the smallest